Alright, in this video we'll see how to beautify the review tab. So we have beautified the review tab, which we have got inspiration from Amazon. So without this plugin, this is how the review tab would look like. So you see, it's just a plain flat comment system which WordPress default provided, but we have made it in such a way we have taken inspiration from Amazon. So what it does is we have divided the ratings. So this has 5 rating, this has 1 rating, this has 2 rating, and this has 1 rating. So based on that, we have created a category. So 5-star rating for the user, two number of user has given 5-star rating, one number of user has given 4-star rating, and 6 number of user that given 1-star rating. So based on that, the visitor would get a perception whether to buy or not buy based on this review. So that's what my client wants. So that's the first thing. The second thing is he want the price, he want this comments, these bad comments which is added by user, he wants the comments to be erased. So when I get into advanced and I click on when enabled, it says erase reviews. So once you make this, the whole review would get deleted. So now we have to start fresh. So let me show you how to create this type of plugin. So it solves two business logic. The first one is it break down your rating based on 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, and with the user count. That's the first use case. The second use case is for some product, the owner of the website wants to remove the comment because it has more number of 1-star. So in that case, if he click on erase comments on this, erase review for this product, all the reviews would get deleted. So this is from the business point of view. Now let's get into the plugin development point of view. To make this work, we are going to customize the template called review. So we would be exploring how the review folder in core WooCommerce file works. So without wasting time, let's get into the code. So for very first thing what we need to do is we'll just deactivate the current plugin so that it doesn't get conflict with our plugin. We'll deactivate this. Now we need to create a folder on this WordPress setup. I have set up locally, and you see UIMonk is the folder, inside WP content, inside folder. So inside plugins, we need to create a new plugin. So this is going to be your WordPress plugin. Let's say review, Woo review 2, and inside that we need to create a PHP file that should have the same name as your folder name. So it's recommended Woo review, and it should be a PHP file. Now we need to give some information to the WordPress saying that I have created a plugin. So we can give it by the help of PHP comment. With this PHP comment, we are saying this is the plugin name and this is the description of the plugin. If you make a refresh, you will find your plugin that will get displayed. So if I click on activate, nothing is going to happen because we have done nothing. Now let's just understand how the review works. So if I get into WooCommerce folder, you need to get into templates. Inside templates, you will have a main file. This is very important, which is in the name of reviews. So you need to find review, single product review. Yes, yeah, here it is. So this will act as a container. So the container in the sense, let me just give some review. Click on submit. You will find the structure. So let me open and show you. For that you better understand how it's created. Inside plugin, inside WooCommerce, inside templates, not inside here you will find a single product review. So now here it's divided into 3 parts. If I get into console, and here you will have a main container. So over here, so if you see, we have a div called review, so that is coming from this div. So first it is going it gives you a h2. So this h2 is by default hidden. You can see it's hidden, and I have made it hidden. Or no, the Astra theme does it. We don't. If you want, you can just completely remove this by taking it away, but it's not recommended because this is core file. What we do is we will copy this file and get into our plugin folder and paste this and do the modification. As of now, I'll just go through what this plugin does. So this page does. So we have an h2 that we have taken care of, and now we have a unordered list. So this unordered list will display the comments. So you know, WordPress, WooCommerce is built on top of WordPress. In WordPress Storm we call it comments, but in WooCommerce it's review. So what this unordered list will do is it will just pass the number of bad, but okay, click on submit. You will find these card are getting displayed in the form of unordered list. That's what it does, unordered list. I have given two list, so two comments. So you see both of them will be inside list item. So this is list item 1, list item 2. So inside list item you will find the structure. So the structure, the comment text, the comment rating, and the comment meta. So these are coming from, if I get into, now this is again coming from a template. So for that, let's just get into the WooCommerce. This is the single product, this is the wrapper, and inside wrapper we have the data. So that data you can find it in single product. So if you get into single product, you'll find review, you'll find review meta, and you'll find review rating. So let's just open, and so let's open review meta, and review rating. So let's go with the review. So this review will act as a wrapper for rating and meta. So this is coming from single product reviews, and inside single product reviews we have a small box that is called review.php, and this review.php again holds two things. One is meta and one is rating. Rating is the star. Now that's enough for the intro. Now let's get into the code. So for this to work, we need to create a template folder, and we need to override single product.php, single hyphen product hyphen review.php. Let's do that. Let's create a template folder, and inside template folder let's override single hyphen product hyphen review.php. And over here, let me just explain what we do. And to make WordPress know that when you load the review tab, make sure don't use WordPress core files, instead use my file. That's what we have to mention on the main plugin folder. So when they are, so we are saying when there is a tab, so if the tab is review, and we know in the previous video we have seen this review has three data that need to be passed: title, priority, and callback. So the callback is a function. When the WordPress loads review, I want the callback to be changed. Instead of loading WordPress callback, use my callback, and this callback function will load this we have created inside. We have created file. Now this function will get loaded, and I am saying when there is a call for callback function, load my template. So my template is inside where? Single hyphen product.php, and it is currently in my plugin directory, and I have created a templates folder. Inside templates folder we have this single hyphen product hyphen review.php. Now with this, your single hyphen product hyphen review.php will get replaced with my code. So in my code I have just got the aggregate values. So if I refresh, you'll find the tab would be different. You see, so we are getting the comments from the WordPress. WordPress comment WordPress itself has a folder table called WP comments. and comments are stored in that table WP comments. And since it's WooCommerce adds two more meta values. The first one is whether the user is verified user or not, and the second is the rating. So these two WooCommerce added metadata will get stored into WP comment meta. So we'll do some aggregation. Aggregation is not getting average for this day for this ratings, and also for the percentage. So once it's done, I have set up two columns, so one for left and one for right. So on the right, all the data will come from the folder which I have shown right now on the single hyphen product of PHP. We have seen review, we have seen ratings, and the other one is review meta. So these three files would get called based on this function call. And once that is done, you'll see this data in action. You'll see this view in action. And let me just give 5 best. You can submit. And now you have 5. Let's dive deep into this code. I just want you to understand how this is going to work. Now we are checking whether there is a comment or not. As I've already said, WooCommerce stores a field called rating and stores the rating on it. Either it's going to be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So it will count. Now this function will count. So consider this 1, this 2, this 3, this 4 and this 5 are these numbers. And if WordPress finds the rating to be 3, so that means the 3 would get a count, get its necessity array. Now previously it was 0, now it would be 1. Similarly, it would run again, and if it found 2, and that means it would have a count of 1 now. Previously it was 0. Now it would be 1. Likewise, based on every addition, the counter would get incremented and the data would get stored accordingly. The value which you see here is not going to store anywhere. It's just the calculation that is getting displayed. The actual value that would be stored is the ratings. Each user will have unique rating. So that rating would be in the form of 5, 4, 3. If suppose I am the user ID 61, I would, if I give comments, like if I give a review, sometimes 5, sometimes 4, sometimes 3. So it would create 3 different rows with ID 61. 3 rows, 5, 4, 3, and also one more row relevant to this particular product. So that's little. Let's understand how WordPress stores. So I'm a user ID 61. The product has a product ID 15, and I'm giving a review called 5, and I'm giving review 4. So now this is how the data would be stored in the WP table. WooCommerce comment meta. Now the for loop, what it does is it's simply going to count 5, 4, and likewise there would be many users, there would be many numbers for this particular product, which is 15. So it would count, and based on the count it will increment the values. By default I am setting it 0, and since it's for loop, it will run for all the data for this particular product ID 15, and it would give a value, and that value we are displaying it over here as a port. I hope I have made it clear. If that doesn't clear, rewatch it, you will better understand. So here the complication lies in how WordPress stores the review in the comments table and comments meta table. Once you understand that, then everything is straightforward. Now since we have made this, now let's get into the second module. Here what has to be done is we have to get into the advanced. We have to create a checkbox on the advanced tab. So let's do that. So just for rendering HTML, we have already seen how to do this. So this is a hook, and this is a function that will give the checkbox. This is ID, this is label, and this is description. Once this is done, you will see your label will be ready on the tab called advanced, and this is just rendering of HTML. We have to do the function for how it is going to get saved. So that's why this function, when the product object is getting saved, we are checking whether the input field we have identified with ID, but ID and name attribute are same. In this case, it will create a checkbox and it will give the ID and it will give the name as same. And if it is set, what happens is we are storing our values into the table. So again we have two table, which is post and post meta. So you need to add WP prefix, post and post meta. So post meta table will store this product with post type as product. Again, this is how WordPress saves your product in the post table. What again I'm repeating, it will how it will save your product in the post table. So this is the post table. It stores your product as a post, but with one more column called post type product, and additional information like this one which we have created will get stored on the post meta. So based on this, your data would check whether there is value or not, and if the value is there, then make it yes. If the value is not there, make it no. On the advanced, I have already checked. That means now to check whether it's working or not, just click on advanced and click it again and click on save. So if it works, that means on page refresh the checkbox should be disabled. That means it's working. This code is working. We have already seen this multiple times except for number 11. We have almost seen like 10 times in the previous video. That's why I'm going little faster. Now let's focus on, once if it is yes, what we need to do is we need to erase all the comments. So let's do that. And again, when saving, it is checking whether if it is yes, then get all the comments to this particular post ID. So as said, the post ID of this particular product can be found over here. 62 is the post ID, and it will check whether the product is 62, and it will be in the comment table. It can be identified with the help of post ID. That's why we're passing post ID. Since your post and your comment are linked, then it will get all the comment, and with this function it will delete the comment with this post ID. So this post ID will get deleted if there is the value that has on the comment table. So WP delete comment will delete all the comments related to this post ID on the WP comment table. I know it's a little confusing, but this is how the structure is. Now if I make a refresh of this page and if I make the checkbox active and click on update, this will erase all the reviews of this product. Now if you make a refresh on the front end, you will find no review would be there. It will be fresh. I hope the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening. We should meet you tomorrow with the another hook.